Well, I guess this is
Folks.
history, folks. Our
We're here.
first ever episode of Need a Ride. And Dahlia, do you need a ride?
I do.
Need
I
a
don't
ride?
have a car, so.
You genuinely do.
Well, I think when we
so.
look back, like years and years from now, when we're more rich and famous than we are now, I think this is history, right?
Yeah, because the
We've made
past
it.
me is watching it and she's rolling it. She's whipping it in a Rolls Royce, so she's like, "What the fuck are you doing with them in the backseat?"
Humble beginnings.
Yeah,
Here we are. And we got plenty of space back here, right? So
Yeah,
comfortable.
do you feel comfy?
for sure.
You have really nice armrests.
So Dahlia, tell us, like, originally, we're at Chatham University now. How did you get here?
That's a. Oh my gosh.
You took a big ass U-Haul.
Yeah, literally. That's
U-Haul here?
That's a very interesting story. Basically, I am from Grand Junction, Colorado. I grew up in Grand Junction, Colorado. Both of my parents are immigrants from Chihuahua, Mexico, though. So,
Ow, ow!
first generation American.
Hell yeah, we are!
Bleed red, white, and blue. And I ended up at Chatham University because I think my junior year of high school, they like sent me a scholarship, and I was like, okay, they want to give me money, so like, sure, like.
No, you go where
so
the
then
money
I
goes.
applied a bunch of
Gotta follow
where
the
the
money.
money is exactly, and I applied for a bunch of scholarships here, and that's why I'm
This
here.
is history.
I'm here in Pittsburgh. And my sister did drive a big U-Haul because she decided to try a new city when I moved out for college. And she basically came out here with me for my first year. And she drove a
Which is
giant
so
U-Haul
precious.
Yeah.
with all my shit.
Because I love your sister.
Yeah, she's...
Yeah. What's been that biggest difference, though, from, like, living in Colorado to, you know, lovely Pittsburgh? Like, what's kind of been that big change for you, at least?
I think... Obviously the
scenery,
climate, like
literally.
the scenery.
Mm.
Yeah, I think the scenery has a lot to do with it because...
Oh, you have so many mountains.
We do, and I live in a valley, so I'm literally surrounded, like, I'm, like, cradled. The Grand Valley is, like, cradled by these mountains. Both, like, two different ranges. One is the Monument and one is the Mesa. One's, like, forest and one's desert, so I'm, like, I'm really used to being in the desert, and I'm only 30 minutes away from, like, the border of Utah, so I'm really used to that, like, landscape, that scenery. It's very dry. It's very different from here.
I feel like, I don't know, just to, like, probably know you, like, family's such an important aspect to who you are. Can you talk a bit about, you know, maybe that for you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There we go.
Let's go through the
I
family
literally-
tree.
Okay, I
Start at
love
the top.
it because of my dad, because he's the oldest, not because of the patriarchy. We'll start
Never.
with it. We'll start there. My dad was born in 1975. He's awesome. Julio Cipriano Saenz Herrera. And then my mother, Blanca Estela Aguirre, born in 1977. They got married. And then they had my brother, Julio Alejandro Saenz Aguirre, who was born in 1998. And I love him. And then my older sister, who was born in 2000, Itzel Miranda Saenz Aguirre. And then, which fun fact, they signed her, like, birth certificate wrong. Or, like, the doctor misread our last, because we're Mexican, so we use all our names.
Right.
And so they, instead of Aguirre, for the longest time, they read the G as a Q, so she was Aguirre. but white Americans would say Aguirre. Anyway, that's a sidebar. But she wasn't, like, part of the family for a while. Like, legally. Like, legally,
she's
she
the
wasn't
black
in the
sheep.
She didn't
family.
know?
She is the black sheep. She is.
She
She
is.
just
Okay, good,
changed
good,
her
good.
name back to what it actually is. And then I was born Dahlia Yesenia Saenz Aguirre. Yesenia Saenz. And then in 2002. And then my little brother was born 11 years later in 2013. And his name is Leonel Sebastian Saenz Aguirre. And my parents started a roofing company. And they're roofers.
Ooh.
And I'm here.
And they're gonna hire me.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can do roof.
Initially
No,
the
because I
roofer?
wanna. I actually genuinely really want to learn the.
Like the stapling. It's
Yeah, I
kinda
want to be
fun.
on
You
the
give us a little
roof.
demo?
It's kind of fun. It's like a really powerful, like, gun, and
Yeah.
you put it, and it's like, and
All
it's
the
really
power's
fast.
in your hand.
It's really fast, and it goes like, doop,
I know.
and yeah, it's like a real gun,
Oh.
almost.
Ammunition and
Yeah, ammunition.
Ammunition? Nails?
Yeah.
But I feel like another important part of you, Dahlia, is music.
Yeah.
Where does that stem from? Is that another?
That. Yeah.
that stemmed
Sorry.
from you just being born. And
Basically,
music
Right out the womb.
and doves crying.
Guitar in
no,
your hand.
it
Angels singing.
literally goes back to my dad again. I feel like because essentially the first time he ever came to the States, he was 12 years old, and I literally always tell this story, but it's just genuinely how it happened.
But I've never heard it.
Oh, I
But
don't know.
millions of people have not heard it either.
Okay,
Let him know.
So when he was 12 years old, he came here for the first time. And he'd been working to and from the United States literally since the age of 12. And then when he was around 16, he settled in Denver, Colorado, digging out the foundations of homes.
Oh my God.
The problem was that he was really young, and his bosses, like, he didn't speak English, so his bosses were like, well, you're just like, insert slur. They were like, you're just like a wetback, so we're not gonna pay you enough to, like, essentially, like, pay for his, like, living. So he was homeless for some time, and the way that he sort of sought refuge and, like, solace in, like, specifically one place called Wax Trax Records, a lot of cassette and, like, music shops, especially on, like, 16th Street Mall, like, downtown Denver. And he spent literally hours and hours on end just, like, listening to cassettes. And so that's sort of where he started learning English from.
Wait, he started in Denver?
Yeah, he kind of started in Denver. Like, his story, like, really begins in Denver.
Oh my God,
I
what
know.
a baby.
I know, as a baby. And so
he's literally our Alexander Hamilton.
he literally, like, the same trajectory, almost. Except for I don't really know him. And I think he's white. Is he white?
Hey, Lin-Manuel
Miranda. Latino.
Should we put together a musical for your dad?
We literally.
We
that's
could!
My life goal.
How does,
my life goal is to, like, write some kind of memoir. But then I feel like we'll get there. But I feel like, yeah, basically he started learning English from, like, musicians, especially the Beatles, Bob Marley, a lot of old funk.
This is not gonna be the first time
like,
we're talking about the Beatles
no,
today.
No, Men at Work. It's absolutely not. No, and so he started learning English from, and, like, that influence just, like, ran through our family, and then. Obviously, my dad had a really, like, arduous and, like, lengthy, like, hero story. But I think my mom also needs, a lot of credit because she, like, she did not come from a family of immigrants where my dad was really used to it. And when they got married, my mom was, like, really taking a chance. Mind you, she'd only known this guy for 3 months. She had only known my dad for 3 months.
And then they got
married him. She married him and she left the country with him.
She knew.
She really, when you know.
When you know.
Like, and she came over here and she started a family at 21, and when she talks about it, it's truly gut-wrenching. It's gut-wrenching.
Imagine
she didn't
having
know
a
what she
child
was
right
doing.
Now.
I know. Imagine leaving the country right now with some guy.
Isn't that fucking insane?
And having his baby 3 years later. That's crazy. That's why literally I see my mom and I'm like, girl, God bless you.
Yeah.
How did you, I don't know how you did that. I exist because of you, but wow, maybe don't do that ever again. That's
never
crazy.
again.
Don't run away from home with some guy. And she didn't know, obviously, that it would be this good. Imagine if her life would have, she just took that risk.
Yeah, but like.
But now it's great. She has all her babies, and my dad just bought her a new house for her birthday.
Oh.
Like, he goes out of town all the time. On business, and she just, like, does her hot girl shit. Like, she just hangs out, get her nails done. She's my biggest fashion icon and inspiration. She's fearless. I love her.
Do you think you get that, like, fearlessness and, like, willing to do, like, anything from her?
I think so, probably. She's just, like, crazy. But she's really cool.
No, she's so strong.
Yeah.
You talked a bit about the Beatles. I've heard a little rumor about you and John Lennon.
You got beef with John Lennon?
I've heard you might have some beef with
Oh my
John
God!
Lennon.
Are you talking about? I'm blocked on his Instagram.
How does this happen?
Because, okay, if I could show you, I literally have, like, a little, like, I have his, like, signature tattooed on me. Because I really love his solo music. A lot. And, like...
If only you had your John Lennon t-shirt right now.
Yeah, I know. Especially his, like,
Put on a post,
anti-establishment, like, pro-immigration stories. If you don't know anything about John Lennon, Richard Nixon tried to deport him several times. So, like, there's just this kinship. Like, I just see him, you know?
He's an immigrant!
Like, and Richard Nixon
he
was
knows
like,
the
he's a
struggle.
Yeah, Richard Nixon was like, he's a
first-generation
communist.
American.
He needs to get out of the country. And I was like, okay, like, you're just like me for real. So, I really love his solo music a lot, genuinely, you know. And,
What's your favorite song?
Please don't come to any conclusions about my character for liking his solo music.
No, because I'm kind of lost on the Beatles. I don't know that much.
That's okay. Well, the point is that he has a song called Working Class Hero.
Okay, and?
On his first, I think it's his solo album, The Plastic Ono Band. It's just a piece of, literally, it's a piece of art. And it's literally about, like, it's like anti-capitalist, or he's, like, critiquing, I guess, like, the system that, you know,
What's a good lyric?
allows people, a good lyric, working class hero is something to be, I don't know, what
Well, does he have any lyrics that you're like, ouch?
Oh God, I have to actually think about that. Probably with the Beatles. Something with the Beatles.
Yeah.
Probably hits.
I know nothing.
How do you think the Beatles have shaped
There's
you?
Hey Jude. No.
Oh my God. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna finish telling the story.
Oh,
yeah,
So
yeah.
working class hero, it's like anti-capitalist. He's dead. Okay, he's cold.
Who's dead?
His cold John Lennon.
Oh.
Like his cold
Wait, he's
decomposing
dead right now?
body. He's dead. He's been dead for 40
I
plus
should have
years.
known
I
this.
think.
Fuck, I really
So-
should have known this.
So basically,
Is Yoko Ono dead too?
she's alive. She's like 80, 90
Yeah.
something. She's
Shit.
old.
Trooper.
She's old, and so basically.
Wait, that's random. Never mind.
Yeah, so this song, Working Class Hero, is like anti-capitalist, yada yada. This brand collaborates with this estate, and they put out a $200 sweater that says Working Class Hero. I was like, fool, stop.
Yep.
Did you not, who approved this? This
No, that's so silly.
I remember commenting, this had to have gone through like a team of at least 10 people. Who the fuck, like John Lennon wouldn't agree with this. This is crazy.
He's rolling.
I think one of my comments was literally, have you listened to this song?
Yeah.
And literally, I got blocked.
That's how you got blocked.
I've been blocked by John Lennon and all my related accounts because I've tried.
But you didn't get blocked by John Lennon. You got blocked by his
I got
pissy
blocked
little
by his
team.
estate.
The estate of John Lennon. You were still close though. You and Mr. Lennon.
Do I look greasy?
No, you don't.
No.
Sorry, it gets like hot.
It's okay.
We're just trying to keep the vibes,
Yeah.
you know? Rising tension,
got-
rising heat,
Yeah.
For sure.
rising stakes.
I'm in Dante's Inferno.
This is the hottest podcast in the world.
Fuck.
You
Literally.
know,
Literally.
the things we say, the
Literally,
temperature in the
people,
car, the
temperature,
people, everything. We got it.
Shit,
Straight
John
heat.
Lennon.
Straight.
So, yeah, I got blocked. And it's been like 700 something days.
But why John
Not
Lennon?
counting.
Just because of his solo music?
Yeah, I would say so.
Or the glasses.
I don't think it's honestly his persona, because if it came down to persona, it'd be George Harrison all the way.
Ooh.
Like, or
Is he the
Paul.
curly hair guy?
They're all
No.
so sweet. John is like really like, he's just a very rigid, classically like English man.
Have you
feel
heard
like-
La Seine? Because that's his son that sings in
Listen.
it. La Seine.
Sean
La
or
Seine,
Julian? Sean
La
or
Seine
Julian?
and moi. That's with,
That sounds like something Julian would do.
it's one of Lennon's kids. I don't know which one.
Okay.
But he does the guy
Because
part
I
and I love
listen
it.
more to Sean.
Did you see the La Seine? Have you been?
The river?
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
I've like chilled there, like.
No, literally.
Yeah.
What, you had picnics there?
Yeah. I've had many. Do you have a?
In Montmartre?
Do you have a wine opener actually on the Seine?
Oh.
Do you know what I'm saying? When you're on the Seine, because they be selling wine everywhere all the time, and then you buy this bottle of wine and you unscrew the aluminum, and then you're like, "Fuck, it's a closeted cork bottle." Do you know what I'm saying? Like she was hiding the cork in there the whole time, and then you're like, "Oh, now I don't have a fucking wine opener, and I'm with all these fucking Parisians, and I'm gonna have to ask them for a wine opener."
How
And
do you
you're-
ask for-
And you're on the Seine. But
In French, how do you ask?
no, but listen, thankfully, when I showed up, it was a group of Latinos, and I was like, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?"
Oh, so you didn't even have to speak
No, I didn't
French.
have to speak French. I was
But
like,
how would you?
oh, I don't know.
Could you mime it?
Right
What's like
now.
a French mime?
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't know.
How long were you
They
there
go
for?
like, don't they go like, bah?
They go like, bah oui.
Yeah,
They
there
go,
it is.
bah oui. Like
Bah
it's like
oui.
they think a little bit and then they say yes. Bah oui.
Bah.
They always go 3.5 months, and that's what I learned.
Your biggest takeaway from studying abroad was it's the mimes.
No, you can speak French.
They're so aloof. They just go. But I love them, nonetheless.
Did they like you, the French?
I think so. I just said I was Mexican, and they were like, oh,
Wait, so you got away with saying that you're
For sure.
from Mexican? You
Yeah.
were from Mexico instead of America?
exactly.
Ah.
And then they were like, oh, la Mexicain.
Oh.
They'd be like, j'aime football. Like, I love football. And I'd be like, for sure.
Sure. Was there any good
Yeah.
Mexican food in France? No.
There was one, like, literally an alley that was turned into
That's
a
how you
restaurant.
know it's good.
I can't remember. I think it was called El Nopal, which is like the cactus. And it was like French. It was like Mexican guys literally making Mexican food in Montmartre, actually. Like at the floor of the basilica,
sight.
sort of. It was crazy and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
good. And it was good. Oh my fuck! And to loop it back around, I got food there one night after going to the club with a friend. And we didn't really go clubbing though. It was like we went in and it was like really pretentious and we were like we should leave. And
You're
then
not
we
pretentious enough
left.
for that?
No, we left and we were like, this is so weird. Like there was literally a glass box inside of the club where you could like smoke cigarettes and I was like, I think I need to go. So we went outside and we found this restaurant, this Mexican restaurant, and we're both Mexican, right?
Okay.
So it was perfect. Then we go to get like a torta or something.
Ooh.
And the guy sitting outside was working at Abbey Road Studios.
We've come full circle.
Ah, the Beatles. And I was like, you're joking. And he showed me pictures of him in Studio
No
3.
way.
Which, if you don't fuck with the Beatles, that's where Harry Styles recorded his first album.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really important part of music history. I mean, yeah, anybody. Kate Bush, running up that hill, recorded there.
Really?
Recorded there.
Oh my
Recorded
God.
there.
Guys, I think
Literally
about that
anything.
song
Name
anytime
an
I'm
album, and
walking up.
it was probably recorded by like Paul Simon, like guys.
When you're recording your album there.
Yeah, fuck, right?
No,
Yeah,
literally.
like, you're asking me.
We're
I
already
don't know.
booked and busy.
We're booked and busy.
Speaking of that, where do you want to take music, after Chatham?
Well.
Is that something you want in your life,
Absolutely. No, my whole life. I want my career to obviously revolve around music and also like recorded in like visual like mediums. I love that stuff and like I think that I'm currently applying to summer internships and we have a couple things in the works, but I
Sneak
definitely
peeks?
I definitely want to do something like music exec.
Oh.
I would love to curate like playlists for movies, soundtracks for movies.
Oh,
I would
next
love
maybe
to,
get that too.
yeah, I would love to work with composers. And I was in Paris because I was like essentially programming music.
And who'd you meet?
I met Mac DeMarco. Yeah, which is pretty cool.
And obviously, your life's a movie. Obviously. But, like, we're watching the movie right now. Like, what song is playing in the background of your life?
Ooh, yeah. No, what's your strut music? Like
So
intro.
good. Oh, let's hear both of them. What song is playing? Okay, I think that ultimately the theme of my song.
Yeah, that was right.
The theme song of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the biggest ones is a song called No Soy de Aquí Ni Soy de Allá by an artist named Facundo Cabral. And so he's like an Argentinian folk musician.
Ooh.
And the song, the title is translated, you can translate it to I'm Not From Here Nor There. And the lyrics are...
Oh, that's beautiful.
The lyrics, it's one of the
We
most
need to go over
beautifully
the
written
lyrics.
things ever. It's essentially about him being like, obviously he's an immigrant and I'm a child of immigrants. So it's like, it's him expressing sort of his not his grievances with, he's like celebrating the differences that he's sort of absorbed as a result, as a result of his circumstances as like an immigrant. And so, but he's like celebrating that I love like pizza from here and wine from there, and I love the girls here in this country. But when I come home, there's a line that sticks with me. He essentially says, when I come home, I can I'm always greeted by the hugs from my brothers and sisters and the dogs who will never forget me. Like the literal, like the
But
like
what
his,
is it in
like
Spanish?
the dog in his house. It's hold on, you're gonna have to cut this out. Casa. What is it? Please say. I can't remember. Hold on. Me gusta ir con el verano. This part, okay. Me gusta ir con el verano muy lejos, pero volver donde mi madre en invierno y ver los perros que jamás me olvidaron y los hermanos que me dan mis abrazos. Me gusta. So he says, in the I go far and I travel distances in the summer, and in the winter when I come home, me gusta ir mi madre. I like to see my mother and the dogs who never forgot me and receive the hugs from my it's beautiful because I literally only go home in the winter. I
Right.
only see my family in the winter, so it's like it really hits because it's like it's surface level talking about being first generation American, but beyond that, liking to explore the greater world and like be amongst different cultures and be really uncomfortable and shocked by people
Right.
who are so vastly different from you, and then like retreating thousands of miles into like the safety of your mother.
Have you thought about like
Fucking beautiful.
what your life would be like if you never left Mexico, if your family never left Mexico?
Yeah, I would probably like be a wife right now.
Right? Isn't that so interesting? Isn't that genuinely so interesting? I
Yeah.
think about it all the
Yeah,
time
I
if I
would
never
like
left.
probably have a family and like
Yeah.
not speak.
'Cause you're already
Maybe I
21.
would speak English, or maybe I would have still gone to school. I really don't know, but it's crazy because culturally, like obviously, like it's just different. It's just different, and it's normal to do a lot of things that aren't normal in America, like get married young and.
I feel like you talk a lot about like so much of your life now is drawing on like your experiences from when you're younger and your family and so much outside of that. But how do you like balance that but also kind of pave your own life forward and, you know, draw some like things from inside you and kind of build your own life around that outside of that?
That's a really good question. It's honestly something that I struggle with a lot because naturally, like, I think that it's easy to, like, get this, like, guilt when your parents are immigrants. Yeah, or feel like you, like, you know, you owe them this great success.
Because they did what? They moved to a fucking... Like, you cannot
promised
top that.
land.
You genuinely cannot top that.
They moved to the promised land, and I know that you get it, and it's like, wow, like I do have to be extraordinary, and
but you are extraordinary.
and the difference, and it's like the difference between ordinary and extraordinary, like really is extra. Like it really is extra. It's a lot, and like, so feeling like you know you need to like a big thing with my family is they've just struggled for so many years to get their American citizenship, and for example, like the United States. Especially since recent presidencies, has basically like built this arsenal of laws that bar so many people and really well-meaning Americans from getting citizenship, my parents included, and my parents have done so much good for their community, like as business owners, as people, like I don't even want to like give you a number for taxes that they pay, and they still haven't gotten citizenship, and the only way that I could set them on the right path for citizenship is if I join the military. Something as controversial as like the American armed forces, like, and so like that's obviously something that weighs heavy on me because I'm just like this bitch, like going to a private liberal arts school and like pursuing higher education, and it feels so frivolous at times that I like wake up and I'm like, wow, I get to go to class. Like, that's so beautiful. But, like, oh, my God. I get to go to class instead of, like, my unit training or something. Whereas, like, I could literally actively be freeing my parents from the system that allows them to not retire. That allows them to not leave the system. Country. Yeah. While, like, it's like this rat race. And it's like I can pursue what I love and become myself and grow as an individual, or I can literally free my parents. And it's like literally
a lot on you,
so
bro.
much pressure, and I'm like since I was 17, I've literally was when I really started thinking about it, because that was when I took my first ASVAB test, like military what do they do? That's like the placement test that you take. That sort of like sends you on your way, and like, girl, I don't want to be a psyop. Like, literally, I don't want to be a psyop. That's fucking crazy. And like, so it's really hard to balance like my own identity and becoming myself.
Lots of existentialism.
It's so much existential. Like, literally, that existential doom was literally like my vibe from 7th grade
right?
on, because that was obviously like 8th grade was when Donald Trump was like elected president, and that obviously like impacted my family really, really profoundly. And so like that was really like really existentially draining as like a child, you know. And then my brother, I know, has dealt really, really or has like fought those pressures very arduously throughout his life, and he's obviously the firstborn and he's the oldest, and he's really, really taken the brunt of a lot of those like pains of my family. But like he's in a really great place right now, and he's really like grown past them and tried to progress as an individual. But it's definitely, you know, something that especially me, my sister, and my brother have sort of felt that pressure, because my little brother's 10, so he doesn't really have to worry about that. But
which is a good thing.
Yeah,
it's so
I guess
sweet seeing
as
him.
unfortunate as it sounds, I've had to be a little selfish and like selfless and
selfless, not selfish.
Both of them. I don't know. My mom is very so wonderful about it, and she's very supportive, because she always wanted to go to school, but her father literally told her that girls don't go to school, and he sent my uncles, but he didn't send my aunt and my mother to school, which they would have done so much better than her brothers. Like, she would have done so much better in school, and they were always academically gifted, and they weren't able to nurture that. So I think that although there's pressure, I still wake up very extremely grateful to have support still, even though my dad he's supportive, but like in a more like kind of like careful and
Silent
calculated
soldier.
calculated way. I think that he wishes that I was like managing his roofing company probably, but I prefer to have a sane and good relationship with him over working with him. So I've never worked with him, whereas my siblings have. And
You've sold roofs, windows.
I sold solar panels on an
Solar
airplane once. Solar panels on a roof, and I was like, Julio, if you get this job, you got to give me a cut. Because
Nah, I
gave him
made
my
commission.
brother's- Yeah, I gave him my brother's number, but basically, yeah. I wake up and I'm very grateful that I can do this and go to school, which is, it sounds a little crazy, but like I just think that a lot of people might take that for granted, and it's like,
But
you get to go to
Yeah.
school, bro. You get to go to school. That's like cool. Like that's exciting, and I'm grateful for it because I know that my life could have very easily not have had
Yeah.
it,
Mhm.
and I feel like it's, you know, like it is liberating for women to be educated,
For
to have a
sure.
job, to
Yeah.
like.
Think outside of marriage.
Which is obviously fine if you like want to be taken care of. Like I still aspire to that to an extent, you know. But I still like find a lot of pride and joy in becoming myself every day.
And
no,
like
literally.
even
Yeah.
like your family dynamic, like your siblings have such a wide age range. Like how does that come into play for you, kind of being like sandwiched in between them, and even like
Yeah.
all the experiences your family has? Like how does that help? You know, like your little brother who's 10, you said, like
Oh my gosh. No, I'm literally so grateful for it because I'm like the coolest ever because my older brother, like when I was a
He
kid,
shaped you?
dude, he was my hero. He was so smart. My brother is so smart. Naturally erudite, like so curious. Like just such an erudite, so curious, so brilliant. Dude, the first time I learned about any important historical event, like, you know, like things like the Titanic, the Holocaust, things that like Jim Crow laws, the apartheid. The first time I learned about all of those things was from my older brother. Like he was just so curious and so intelligent, and my sister was perfectly like reserved and she was always so like pensive, and but she was introverted. So I learned how like this balance between them. Like the way that you see me now, that's how my older brother is. My sister is the complete opposite. She's reserved, yet she's still passionate and she's still driven and ambitious, but in such a quiet and like a reserved way. So I literally like became them. And so if you see me now, can you imagine how cool my little brother is?
Yeah, you don't even want to play with
No,
Leo.
you cannot play with my little brother because he's smart, he's interesting,
Dude,
he's athletic.
genuinely,
like
like,
he's
podcast.
athletic. Like he needs
No,
to
he
chill.
needs to be on our
Yeah.
podcast.
Like, he
you don't
needs
get
to
it
chill.
because he genuinely, like, it makes me so happy seeing the younger
Yeah.
generation so comfortable in themselves.
Yeah.
Because I had like, I don't know, I haven't talked to Leo that much, but in whatever 2-3 minutes I've had with him, he was like, "I'm the best freaking drawer in the world." Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm actually really good at this.
Yeah.
The self-confidence genuinely,
Yeah.
like,
That's
oh,
what's up. That's what's up.
it
Yeah.
rises me to higher levels.
mean,
I'm
hopefully
like, I
that-
want to be like Leo.
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't go away with like
It can't go away.
time and social
No,
media.
it will never go away.
No, he's fearless.
It's part of his
as a
spirit,
result.
genuinely.
Yeah,
Aw.
of my siblings, but
How is he?
I think he's good.
Yeah. Is he
He's
still doing his little
soccer,
doodles?
doing soccer and drawing.
Soccer.
I feel like a lot of your life at Chatham, Dahlia, like people know, like they see you around.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're very open on social media, but like maybe like what's one thing about you that some people might not know?
Do you have a
I
hidden talent?
honestly think that
Ooh.
it's just like, fuck, I starts doing the Kendall Jenner bird whistling. Do
it.
I can't. I don't know.
We can work
I
on it.
can't. But I think it's genuinely that like I'm just like chill. Like you
You're
don't
so
like
chill.
you don't need to be scared.
Go into the cool girl monologue right now.
I don't even know it. I think.
Cool girl.
But like I think that like obviously it's easy to like stereotype, especially at a PWI, like stereotype, especially Latino women as like intimidating or like inaccessible or like scary. And I've genuinely heard over the years like, oh yeah, I didn't like you. Like I didn't think that you were like a down to earth person.
Did
like,
I say that?
No, you didn't actually. I don't think so. But then they'll be like, oh, and then I got to meet you and you're like actually so nice and like just like caring. And I'm like, I mean, I like
You were that the entire
obviously
time.
I don't want to say that for my that like I don't want to say that I am that myself because it's like it sounds disingenuous, but like, bro, literally like be not inhospitable strangers lest they be angels in disguise, you know? That's
Bible.
like my life model. Literally
what was
Bible.
that from?
That's from the Bible. And I think that truly like everybody has like divinity hidden, like nestled within them. And so like I literally don't have prejudice or anything against anybody. So please guys, I'm so nice. Don't be scared of me. But yeah, I guess that's basically it.
I've got some lightning round.
Corny as that sounded.
Corny. No, nothing's corny. But I do have some lightning round questions.
Okay, go.
Some general. If you could sit in the back seat of a car with any two people in the world, who would they be?
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Can you be in the passenger seat? Okay,
Anushka's
Anushka
on
on
the
the
Passenger princess.
Anushka on the passenger seat.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive. Whatever you want it to be, Dahlia. We can make it happen. Pull some strings.
I don't know.
You need Alex Turner right next to
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I'm sorry, Jesus
Hey.
to juxtapose.
Dude, that would be
Jesus,
so
Jesus and Alex Turner.
good.
Like I need them to juxtapose it.
No, because it would just
But
be
I
them
kind of want
talking.
like a. I think I want like a feminine.
Yeah, you do.
Maybe Mary.
Oh.
You can have
I'm kidding. I don't know.
Sorry,
Like
maybe
Georgia,
family therapy.
Georgia O'Keeffe or something. Yeah. No, Malinche. I want to know her story.
Oh.
Who's that?
She's basically like, oh, it's crazy. Like the Aztec Empire, like
Whoa!
Like,
so you
gave her-
have both gods on your side.
Gave her to Hernandez Cortez. What's his name? Whatever. The guy who like led the expedition to like conquer
Cortez.
Mexico, Cortez.
Mm.
They gave her to him, and she was the only person who could communicate with all the indigenous tribes and the Spaniards. So she was a translator. Yeah, the only person essentially who could translate between them. So I just want to know, like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, were you the reason why we were colonized so successfully? Were you not? Did you have Stockholm syndrome? Did they kidnap you? I want to know, because
Those are some heavy
we're
hitting
literally called,
questions.
because obviously Mexican is not an ethnicity. Our ethnicities, we call it in Mexico, we call it a mestizo, which you're a mix of indigenous.
Do you know
and
the
Spaniard.
indigenous name of Mexico?
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, and so like the thing is that like we are a mix of these two, and so if you ask me my ethnicity, I literally go indigenous American. That's what the DNA tests say, you know what I'm saying? But she basically had the first mestizo. She had the first kid with Hernan Cortez, and she had a mestizo, this product of indigenous and this sort of like colonized identity. So tangent, holy shit, talent of a lifetime. But I think it'd be really, really cool to talk about her.
No, yeah.
Because I'm gonna be like,
Because I've
whoa.
never heard of her.
Girl, you didn't have any rights. Like I don't think that people should be upset with
What's her name again?
Malinche.
Malinche.
They call her La Malinche,
La Malinche.
which is like
La
a name. I think
Malinche.
it literally means like interpreter. I don't think she has a name. Yeah, I know. She's literally
Wow.
nameless.
She's
So
like
I'm
a
like,
painting.
So I'm like,
You
bro,
know, like
she was
girl.
a victim. Anyway, I would love to talk to her. I think.
That's pretty solid.
If we put you on aux right now, what song are you gonna play? First song?
Like currently or like an all-time pick.
Whatever.
Whatever. You're going on a road trip. You're leaving for the road trip. First song you're gonna play.
Okay, well, if you're giving me road trip,
We're going road
I'm
trip.
someone who loves to curate like the vibe.
Ooh.
If we're starting a road trip, I'm going to say crying, laughing, lying, loving. Labi Sefer. I think Cyndi Lauper covered it, so it became really famous. And I might have gotten the order of the title wrong, but it was they just brilliantly put it in the movie The Holdovers.
Guys, I love the holdovers.
They just put it in there, and that is my like moving to Pittsburgh song. In 2021 when I moved here, that was like my song, and every time I listen to it, it's like it's emblematic of this like transition, of this growth. And on that same album, if you like the Kanye West song, and I wonder if you know what it means, that's obviously for same album. But
That's
yeah,
her?
Yeah, that's him.
Wow. Oh, him.
This is my song. And he's a gay African man, American folk singer
That's so
from the
beautiful.
70s. And people
Folk
need to
music's
know.
so beautiful.
Go listen to Canuck Shake. Go listen to Canuck Chase. Go listen to Hotel Song. Go listen to all of them. It's a great album. It's an American classic. So that's the song that I put. If we're on a road trip, that's the song. That's the song.
And I feel like you've been to a lot of cool places in this world, but if you could go anywhere, like right now,
Right now.
Where
would
we
you go?
driving?
Anywhere. Yeah, this car can go anywhere in the world.
Holy shit.
Where are you taking
Immediate
us?
answer, my brother's currently on vacation in Yucatan / like Oaxaca. He's in Mexico. I know. He's a grifter. So I would say, can we please go crash his vacation?
Let's go. Right now.
I
now.
love traveling with my brother. I told
Beep,
you
beep.
he's one of the most brilliant people, and
You know, you guys have the same smile.
We literally do. We look the same.
It really freaks me
literally
out,
look
but in
the
a very
same.
beautiful way.
He looks like a Maluma with the yassification
Because I don't
turned
really,
down.
because I don't see it that much, but when he smiles, and I'm like, whoa,
Yeah, we're
that's
twins.
crazy.
It's better in the summer because I get darker. Right now I'm kind of white, but I promise I'm brown. Actually, really deep down.
No, literally.
And obviously we didn't physically go anywhere today, but
No, we did.
in life, where do you want to go?
Oh my god. I always tell my friends that it's not like this like the things that I'm pursuing, it's not in the aim of just like whatever like acclaim or like accolades. I genuinely want to make an impact. I don't know what I'm saying. An impact in like especially the perception that we have of immigration in America.
Yeah.
It's just it doesn't make any sense, and it's all like regurgitated like fucking bird food, Fox News. Like, bro, immigrants pay taxes, especially undocumented immigrants. Like, you have to an individual taxpayer number. They pay so much money, they get nothing in return, and nobody knows this. And immigrants are so demonized and so like just like really
The misinformation is hella there.
it's so bad in America, and the problem is that they obviously don't want to speak up for themselves, and it's not just due to language barriers. They're afraid of ICE knocking at their door and separating them from their families and putting them in detention camps, and it's still an issue. This isn't exclusive to 2016. It happened in the 90s,
It's
and
still happening.
especially after 9/11. So many people don't know how 9/11 impacted immigrants.
9/11 fucked up.
Fucked
everything
everybody,
up.
especially brown immigrants, and
I don't think I would have been I genuinely don't think I would have been here
No.
if my parents weren't already here.
Absolutely, we wouldn't. We literally would have never been able to. If our parents would have tried to come to the United States after 2001, it absolutely wouldn't have happened.
Are we both on the FBI suspicious list?
We probably are, which is crazy. And so I think that like in the long run, the reason why I am pursuing what I am pursuing is because people don't give a fuck about people who have the accolades to care about these things, like some politicians, lawyers, judges, the people who can make the tangible change in policy and things. People don't care. It's boring. Do you know what I'm saying? But watch Taylor Swift say something about Ticketmaster prices. People care. Watch Taylor Swift say something about AI generated pornographic imagery. Change happens.
No, it's
so what we
crazy.
need is the spokespeople of society, these pop stars, these celebrities, the people who influence media to actually like the problem is that a lot of them don't have the backstory to change society in a way that benefits people. It's in a self-serving way.
Yeah.
Like Taylor Swift, respectfully, like you come from a very influential background. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing in society that you can like really change for the betterment of humanity. Like, bro, you bought a new private jet that had higher ceilings so that your boyfriend Travis Kelce could sit in it. Like, I'm sure you're a great songwriter, but where is the connect to the greater world? Where is the global perspective?
There's a lot of disconnect.
Where is the global citizenry? Like, you get so out of touch. And so, like, I think that what I'm pursuing is to influence media, to influence culture. I want to be a cultural creator. You know what I'm saying? In the way that Tyler the Creator is. You know what I'm saying? In the way that people like him are like MIA. Like, I don't give a fuck. She's the shit. Like, people who have that kind of influence and they're in these careers that like really can change people's minds and nurture like their thinking, and like those are the people who people pay attention to. Like, people don't give a fuck if you're a politician. You might get 15 seconds of like, oh, I hate them on Twitter, but like, who is really inspiring the youth? Who is really building culture? It's the people who are like changing it and creating things. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, I won't be a weird algorithm vulture ever in my life. The aim is to make things of beauty.
No, to be a creator is just like, it's such a privilege, but such a power. It
really
there's
is.
Such a power.
It really
because
is. Especially in the age of content.
I was talking
creation.
to someone, and Glee did wonders.
For
Glee
the culture.
did shit for disability advocacy,
exactly.
gay marriage.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
isn't that crazy? Because now we think of Glee as like so controversial, and they said such bad shit, but like they genuinely did things that politicians didn't even do.
Yeah, and that sort of reminds me of like the show Sex Education.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people who have been given the resources, keyword the resources, to create
Yeah,
pieces and works of impact
Yeah.
and did it.
Yeah.
And actually fucking did
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? And it shows like that, and albums like This Is America, or like literally any Kendrick Lamar album,
Yeah.
like it's really beautiful stuff. But there are creators out there who can make things out of sincerity and a place of genuineness and a place of experience that once again brings these unheard,
breaks
like
barriers.
underrepresented voices in society to the surface. And if it makes you uncomfortable, it does. But
As it should.
it's one of my life goals, is to like make a movie about
Us.
like Mexican immigration
Fuck yeah.
specifically, and
Are there any
put it in a really beautiful light, because
movies highlighting Mexican culture or just Mexican Americans that you would recommend?
I literally can't remember the name, but there's just so many of like, I think Bless Me Ultima. That's Borderlands is a book by Gloria something, but she's a queer Mexican American woman. There's just a lot of really good Mexican American made things out there.
Facts.
And now I can't think of any of them.
It's okay.
Rodriguez is a great musician. He's Mexican American. Carlos
I was just
Santana,
curious.
Mexican American. But yeah, all those people, they talk about it, and it's important.
So do you.
Mhm.
That's true.
Well, thank you, Dahlia, for talking about this with us and,
You're welcome.
you know, giving us company on our little ride today.
Yeah.
Up in the middle.
welcome.
I hope
We'll
we got
see.
you safe to where
Yeah.
you needed to be.
Mhm.
I like need to unfold my legs so bad right now.
Well, thank you so much again.
Ow.